All right, we've got Seton Hall players with us, Quincy McKnight, Michael Enzi, and Miles Powell. One more final reminder, no video on cell phones. Photos are cool, that's fine. Raise your hand, we'll get a microphone to you. And we've got about 10, 15 minutes with these gentlemen here, and we'll start off first question. If you have one, raise your hand, we'll get a mic to you. If not, I'll get us started. So take us through the late season push here to get to the tournament, and now you're finally here. What's what the last few days been like coming from the tournament to now? Anybody can start. Go ahead.
At the beginning of the season, we had a goal as a team to try to get to the dance. So towards the end of the season, we had to give everything we had. So we had to do everything we could and play as a team and try to come to the dance. So we did that by winning the last couple of games and going into the Big East and making a run to the final.
That was part of that late season run, guys. We'll get to you in just a second. What was the toughest part of the last month or so of the season? You know you wanted to make that push and get in. What was the toughest, most difficult part?
Just having our backs against the wall and pretty much everybody doubting us. We knew what we had to do, and pretty much our season was on the line, and we just had to believe in each other and keep fighting, and that's pretty much been our story the whole year, just to fight.
All right, we'll go here in the aisle in the middle. Thank you.
Greetings, guys. What's this like? How is this different? You've been here before, especially you two guys. How is this different now that it's, your team? What's changed, or what's the feel from past years?
For me, it was easy following the four seniors. They did such a great job on and off the court of leading this program to the right direction. So, now the spotlight all on us three right here, and it's different. But, we're definitely ready for it. Our coaches prepared us for it, and we got each other's back.
Here on the second row, we'll get to you next, Clayton.
Mark Cannizzaro from the New York Post. This is for Miles. Can you talk about that fight a little bit? How much of that comes from Kevin, and can you talk a little bit about kind of his toughness and how that permeates through the team?
Just it being the Big East basketball, that's what it's all about. That was just a group of kids pretty much fighting for what they wanted, a championship, and we were just out there battling. It was nothing towards Marquette. It's all love at the end of the day. We talk to those guys off the court, but when we step inside those lines, we don't have friends, and we were just trying to get to a championship.
Kevin Willard, sorry about that, not Marquette.
No, it's okay. But
sorry.
Coach Willard, he's a great guy on and off the court, but he definitely knows what he wants, and he has to push us to get to where we want to go. So we just follow our lead, Coach Willard lead, and he's been doing a pretty good job.
Let's go here on the right, and then we'll get to you next, sir.
Clayton Freeman with the Florida Times-Union. You had that stretch, about a month ago where you dropped 3 straight to Xavier, to St. John's, to Georgetown, where you're very much going toward the bubble, if not the wrong side of the bubble. What changed after that to get you to where you are right now?
The Georgetown game was a tough one for us, losing in double overtime. And I think it was just our fight. We knew our potential, the games that we have won previous in non-conference. We had a good non-conference. And just those 3 games, losing those was tough for us, but we knew that we could bounce back, and we knew we could make a run. And that's all Coach really pushed for, is to make a run. Last year with the 4 seniors, we were kind of in the same predicament where, we had to win a lot of games to make it to the tournament. And we just fight. That's what we've been. That's our motto has been all year, just keep fighting. And that's all we really did, was just keep pushing.
Go on the far left over here. Yes, sir.
New York Post. Miles, when we were in New York at the Big East tournament, you obviously went on a tear there, and you really embraced just everything that the tournament was, the sellout crowds and the attention and everything. And I guess even though you've been to the tournament before, how much more are you looking forward to this opportunity to really putting your mark on this event?
Like I said, the past 2 years I've been here, I pretty much had the seniors to lean on. So, I was just following Angel's lead. But this year, the guys are leaning on me for the emotional part and just following my lead on the court. So, it's kind of different when everybody's following your lead.
Any other questions? We'll put your hand up. We'll get a microphone to you. Got a few minutes left with these gentlemen. Clayton, you go for it.
Okay, Clayton Freeman with the Times Union again. For you obviously last time out, Villanova, you had a very difficult, very draining kind of game emotionally. How do you come back from that emotionally, going after a stretch where you've just beaten? I mean, in the last a 10-day stretch, you beat a defending national champion, you beat a top 20 team twice, and you lose by 2 to a national champion. How do you get back into something, into a routine where things are kind of a little more, where you keep the momentum going in the right direction, but you also don't burn out?
I think it's all about preparation. We have a great coaching staff that's worked with us all summer to get us mentally prepared for the ups and downs of the season. So the season's a grind. So sometimes you get down, you have to pick yourself back up. Like during the biggest tournament, we had to play back-to-back nights. So it's just the toughness in us and the support from our coaches that kept us going.
We'll go in the aisle and then right in front of you after that.
JP Pelsman, Rivals.com. Q, I just want to ask you how, I know we've talked about this during the season, but what was it like for you to have to kind of, change your game coming from Sacred Heart and then sitting out last year? How was that mentally and physically to change kind of your style to be less of a scorer and more of a distributor?
It didn't really change my style. High school, my last year in prep school, I played point guard a lot. And then I got to Sacred Heart my freshman year, and I played a little bit, but I wasn't coached as well as Coach Willard has, and we didn't have a good coaching staff as we have now. And it's just preparation, like Mike has said. My year that I sat out, I worked a lot with Coach Holloway, Coach Willard, everybody just worked with me. And then we got Coach Skin came in this past summer, Coach Forty, guys like that, and they just kept working with me. And Coach Skin he's a great point guard. He played a lot. He played professionally. He's just a great point guard, great mentor for me. And basically just being, just I don't even know the word to explain. Just being able to adapt. We got Miles, a guy who could score. Who everybody knows could score the ball. And my guys, they just kept with me and just told me keep pushing and just fight, really, and that's really what it was. I'm a good player, and I think I'm real versatile, so I just focused on just being a distributor over the summer and just working on everything, and I think that's really why I'm playing the way I am.
Next question in the aisle, yes.
Again, from the Asbury Park Press, it seems like you guys and the Big East haven't gotten a lot of respect nationally this year. What kind of an opportunity is this for you guys to change that narrative?
I mean, at this point, we as a team, we didn't get a lot of respect going into the season, but we're only looking at what we have within us. So we just out here ready to continue to prove and show people what we could do. So we're really just worried about ourselves as a team and just trying to get the job done.
Any other questions? We'll get a microphone to you. Last chance. All right, guys, good luck. Appreciate it. We'll have Coach Willard out here in just a few minutes. He is scheduled for 5:15. So about 7 minutes from right now, Coach Willard will be here. Thank you. The locker room is open for Seton Hall, by the way. Thank you.
John.
All right, we've got Coach Willard with Seton Hall with us for the next 10, 15 minutes before practice, the final press conference of the day. Coach, if you could just start us off with some general thoughts about the stretch run here and being back in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I'm really proud of my team, the way we've played really since February 9th. We've really been playing aggressively defensively. We've been playing great together. Miles Powell has been absolutely off the charts. But I think, I've been proud of my sophomores have really grown up. Quincy McKnight has given us such a spark defensively. And our guys coming off the bench, I just think, have been so steady. We've gotten such great production. Shavar Reynolds has given us big minutes. Romero Gill has really grown up. Jared Roden and Anthony Nelson, my two freshmen, I've been so happy with their development. So, and we had 3 great games in the Big East tournament, and had a great shot to win it with the right guy taking it, and just really proud of getting back to this point. 4 years in a row. It just shows you a lot about the character of the kids on this team and the leadership of Miles Powell, how much he's meant to this team and how much he's grown.
Still here in the third row to start us off.
JP Pelsman, Rivals.com. Congratulations, obviously. And you mentioned him when you were running down the roster just now, but how much have you been impressed and also appreciative of the way Q has kind of sometimes had to sacrifice his own offense to, number one, play so hard on the defensive end, always guarding the other team's best guy, and the fact that he's become so much of a distributor rather than looking to score the ball himself that often?
Yeah, I think the most important development for Q is I think he's found a nice balance about when to score and when to be a developer, a facilitator. And it's hard. He works as hard as anyone I've seen on the defensive end. He takes a lot of pride in it. He takes up the challenge that he's had to play against Marcus Howard, Phil Boos. The list goes on of the guys he's had to guard. And I love the fact that he accepts those challenges and he looks forward to it. Offensively, I think he's really grown at the point guard spot. And it's just he's a major reason why we're here.
On the far left side, please.
Howie Kasoy, New York Post. Kevin, you mentioned Miles, obviously, and you would have confidence in him, I'm sure, no matter what. Over 3 years, you've watched him, and this year, obviously, in a much different role. But to see how he's played over the past, down the stretch, carrying you, and obviously in the Big East tournament, I guess, how much better does that make you feel? And I guess, how much are you looking forward to seeing what he could do, kind of just embracing the spotlight that's going to be on him?
Yeah, I saw, I think last year going into the NCAA tournament, I really started to see him gain the confidence that you're now seeing. And I saw it, and I think the older guys last year really kind of pushed him in the I thought he had a great NCAA tournament last year. And the way he's kind of willed this team over the last 2 weeks, we've had a really stressful last 2 weeks. The 2 home games against Marquette and Nova, and then obviously the 3 games in the Big East tournament. The way he's handled that, his maturity, his leadership has been phenomenal. And, it's, but more than anything, I think, he really challenged himself to play at a high level. And sometimes it's easy to lead, and sometimes it's great to be a guy that can pat someone on the butt and say, great job, but he stepped up to the plate and he has played out of this world. And I think the way he has played with his confidence, that has trickled down to all the other guys, and they feed off him. And he just deserves a ton of credit for the amount of as much as he's worked this year and as hard as he's played. He's just been spectacular, Howie.
Third row, yes, sir.
Kevin.
HR.
When you constructed the non-conference schedule, how much of it was geared toward this moment, and how did you know that your team was ready to handle that?
Scheduling has become really difficult, and I didn't know about the net when I did I was going off the RPI when I did our non-conference schedule, so I wasn't quite sure when they changed to the net. it kind of threw me for a loop because, you know, home losses really hurt you. The amount of score hurts you. I did a non-conference schedule because I looked at the league and I knew the league was going to be really good, but I thought it was going to be exactly the way it was this year. I thought it was going to be extremely balanced top to bottom. I didn't think we were going to have Nova 1 seed, Xavier 1 seed, Butler 4. I mean, last year was, I mean, we were packed at the top. And so when I looked at the league in the non-conference, I really thought we needed to play some teams that were going to be from leagues that are going to really help our RPI. And that's kind of the way I looked at the non-conference schedule was I had a young team that I wanted to test and I wanted to be Big East ready. And I thought that we needed help through the RPI with our non-conference schedule, strength of schedule, and that would help get us to this point. And I still think it did. I think our non-conference schedule was phenomenal. And I think it helped grow this team and make them not only ready for this right now, but, you know, most importantly for the future. I mean, I look at this team going forward, and, you know, I'm excited, just as excited about that as I am being here right now.
About 5 minutes left. Yes, sir.
Hey, Ed.
Just to follow on Jerry's question, do you think you'll continue to do that scheduling in the future? And
no.
Do you know if you'll play Kentucky in future years? Do you think you might play them?
I really don't want to play Kentucky again. I'm changing our non-conference schedule. I think I just looking at what seeds happened, where people ended up. It didn't seem like league schedule mattered as much as some of your losses at home or some of your point spreads. So I think I'm definitely going back right now, and I'm looking at my schedule, see where I can balance it out a little bit more. I'm still trying to get a feel for. Because seeding is everything in this tournament. You know, I mean, you know, we're a 10 and Wolford's a 7, and I think they should be a 5 or a 4, looking at their schedule and who they've played and how they've played. So I'm looking at more or less. You know, I'm dissecting it will not be as difficult as it was last year. It'll be much more balanced, hopefully.
Any other questions? Raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Last call. Coach, good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it.